the newly redeveloped City Power Centre. It is the final of the JLT Cup. It is Tasmania against Victoria, and there's a good little crowd here Monday morning at the junction. For the first ever time, a one-day domestic final has been hosted at this iconic Melbourne ground. I've been joined by Ian Healy and John Hastings up in the commentary box for the start of this JLT Cup final. The VICs and Tasmania have played in 4. It is 2-1 to Tasmania, a chance for Victoria to draw things even. What do you make of the Victorian teams, John?
Well, look, it's a good side. I think they've probably been a little bit unsettled over the last, trying to find the right combination. They've had a few different opening partnerships, but all in all, it's a very good batting lineup. It'd be nice. They'd be hoping that they'll all fire today, but I think their bowling lineup's pretty well rounded as well. They've got some spin options. They've got Jackson, Coleman, Fekete and Tremaine for the fast bowling options, and they did a really good job on Sunday in the semi-final. Tigers finished second on the ladder. They'll be fielding first. Ian, what do you make of them?
I'd make them out to be a very similar side to Victoria. I don't think they've got some smoking guns with the bat that haven't fired just yet, but they might be ready to. I think they've got a bowling attack that's got lots of options in it. They can bowl down breeze, into the breeze. They've got spin. So I'm really looking forward to this clash because he's one of the smoking guns. He's made 3 ducks and a massive 100 at the start of this tournament. So Matthew Wade can do some good work. But yeah, I think they've got good options, and this is a good one.
Great to have Cameron White back. He brings a wealth of experience. He's 119 games of domestic cricket now for Cameron White. I think he's the 4th on the all-time list, so that speaks volumes. But Marcus Harris is back in really good form as well and played some seriously good shots last week. So this is going to be a good start to this final.
Jackson Bird will be opening up. He'll be coming in from the Fitzroy Street end. We did mention there's, as beautiful as the sky is, it's very fresh. There is a breeze across the ground coming from that direction that you're looking at now. So it'll be right to left for Jackson Bird, which will help the ball coming into the left-hander.
Just an early observation as well, Mel. They've got a deep point for Marcus Harris and a square leg. We saw last week at the Drummoyne Oval in the semi-final that they like the bowl with their 3rd man up. Not sure it's a good option with a bit more pace and bounce in this wicket.
And they got 2 up. They got 2 third men up on the circle.
And only 1 slip. So interesting. They've got a set plan here against Marcus Harris.
It's got to be full and swinging into off stump, hasn't it? That's about it.
Yep.
Full, not a lot of swing. He finds the gap straight away.
Well, that's a good start. Pretty solid. You like to feel the first one out of the middle of the bat.
Well, he did that the other day too, and wickets were falling up the other end. He just came in and went, no, well, let's just put the counter punch back on the opposition, which was Western Australia, the in-form team, and got the Player of the Match award for it.
Shot.
And there's the shot that Ian Healy was talking about, and John Hastings. Once Cam White felt more than comfortable on the front foot, a little bit more force, and through for the first boundary.
And no matter whether it's this morning or for the rest of this game, half volleys are going to be fodder. So when you're that full on this wicket, it's not going to work. So don't mind it at the moment, trying to get some swing, maybe look for some cut, but it's not there. So before too long, they're going to have to shorten it up and straighten it up.
Powerfully hit through the onside on this occasion from Harris. And he finds the middle. It doesn't take long to get there.
Getting pretty experienced in these finals, Jordan.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
Getting pretty experienced with making the finals.
Yeah, I've only won the one so far, but it's the first one in coloured clothing for Tassie, which is nice. We've had a bit of an absence, I think, for quite a number of years. So it's great to be back playing in big matches again.
Oh, it goes again. He did it earlier in the over. Has he repeated the dose? Yes, he has. 15 off the 7th over. A big one there for Victoria as they go to none for 37.
Well, that one was probably just a little bit fuller, I think, but equally just as good a shot. And all of a sudden, Cameron White's 22 off 26.
Current run rate, 237 they're heading for. Gee, they had 333 the other day. Oh, that's a fair start.
That is, there's a crowd catch. It's gone down, but Marcus Harris won't be worried about that. The Victorian Brains Trust are beside us here in the combox, and they enjoy the effort by that man out, but that's more of what Victoria needs.
They've been very good at recent times of not over pitching. the Tasmanians. That one just gave Harris a chance. Harris 44 from 50. White 41 from 52. Ominous partnership.
Simon Malenko into the attack. Yet to take a wicket in the tournament. Only bowled 11 overs though. He's done some damage with the bat, including a great partnership with his skipper to get Tasmanians into the final.
It's very important for a fellow like Malenko, bowling at that speed, around the 125 mark, 130 mark, not to try too much, because some of those attempts won't be effective. He's just got to keep it really simple and clear what he's trying to achieve, with an occasional change-up.
Wicket. Well done, Malenko. Gets the first wicket. Harris chipped it back. And a good sharp effort from Malenko. Caught and bowled. Harris goes.
Couldn't time it any better. Simon Malenko to do the job for George Bailey, replacing Clive Rose. Rose picks up a ripping wicket. Wow, Marcus Harris, 45 from 53. The Victorians have just slowed down a little bit. We'll keep an eye on whether this wicket has dried out and is more difficult to bat on. And he's gone, and it's 1 for 88 in the 18th.
Travis Dean, the new man of the crease, only played one game. He was selected in the game that was washed out, and he only made one in his only time at the crease. Well done, though, Malenko. It's the big wicket. Harris gone for 45 and the partnership broken at 88.
Another good thing for Malenko and Tasmania, 2 right-handers in now, so that left and right swapping can settle. It was the good wicket to get. 1 for 88.
Wide advances. He's played a similar shot a couple of times this afternoon already. That's his 3rd 6, and that's the biggest of them all.
Well, I was talking about advancing and working into mid-wicket and cover, not over long off. That's brilliant. Sandhu can't believe it. He's kept it tight, tight, tight. He bowled a similar ball, and he finds White 1.5 metres out of his crease.
And that's a 50 for Cameron White. He's in his 5th final. First time he's passed 50. Hasn't won a final. He'll be looking to turn that around today. Well played, Cam White.
Oh, White goes aerial and does not worry about hitting into the wind or with the wind or whatever it was. That's his 4th 6 and it's taken behind the picket fence. Cameron White looking in ominous touch.
Yeah, well, I think there's your answer there, isn't it, Tom? I think he's come down and said thank you very much. It's a very big strength of Cameron White, going over mid-off and over that cover region, especially to the spin. Very good shot. And now the sweep from Cameron White, so he's seeing them beautifully. Over the top for 6 and then swept for 4.
Well, there's that inventive little shot, and he's played it again well, Dean. Got himself in a position early, really waited for it. And that's a good boundary. Rogers comes into Dean. Beautifully taken. Jackson Bird takes the catch. And Dean goes. Sharp work.
Again, slightly mistimed by Travis Dean. These shots aren't the easiest. The back end of these innings. Victoria making every effort not to waste what they've got in the shed. That's Hanscom, Maxwell, Maddinson. And they were looking to move it on. 171 is on the board, and the 2nd wicket falls.
Good call, Ian Healy. I think that Travis Dean, realising the state of the game, wanted to make sure that they kept progressing the runs forward. He departs for 35.
So Glenn Maxwell, the new man to the crease. And you just hear a bit of a buzz around the crowd because you don't know what's going to happen. But whatever happens, it normally happens in a big hurry.
Quite often they test Maxwell out with a short ball, a high short ball, needs to be good. He'll hook from low to high, and sometimes if he mishits it, it'll be a catch down to the men in the deep. So will Tom Rogers test him out early this afternoon? Which was against WA, and Philippi took a fantastic catch. It hung in the air forever, but kept his nerve underneath it.
Sandhu now to Cam White, who's on 88. He advances. This time he hasn't got any of it. It's going to Matty Wade, who takes the catch. And White goes for 88.
Big introduction into the attack again. Gurinder Sandhu, it's a massive wicket. Fours are hard to come by. It's 3 for 171.
Yeah, really good delivery by Sandhu. Change of pace as well. He knows Cam White likes to advance to create extra pace. Took a little bit more off it. Brave bowling and gets the reward. Cameron White, 88 from 96.
So Sandhu gets the big wicket of White for 88. And the Vics have lost 2 for none off the last 6 deliveries. So 2 new men at the crease. Pete Hanscom joining Maxwell. And Hanscom's been in tremendous form. They cross, so Maxwell on strike. We mentioned the new man to the crease. I'll run you through his last 4 innings. Pete Hanscom, last dig 80 from 73 against WA. 81 off 102 versus South Australia. He continues in incredible form. 57 off 81 and 89 off 79. So an 80, a 64, a 57 and an 89 for Pete Hanscom. Hanscom gets things underway. I think he got a little tickle on that one. It's fine. And it goes down to the boundary.
Just gets inside the line of this one a little bit there. Peter Hanscom, head nice and still though. It's a nice delivery for about the capability of Peter Hanscom to get things underway.
There's a slow one. He's completely deceived. Bailey takes the catch, and Sandhu takes the enormous wicket of Glenn Maxwell.
Oh, dear. That's what can happen. You talk a man up for a while, and it can happen, but disappointing again. I just felt like today would have been another one that he could get his team a really big score, but it's just a slow ball, just held up in the wicket. George Bailey taking a very, very easy catch at mid-wicket. So disappointment. Disappointment there for Victoria. And that man, Glenn Maxwell's got to go for 9 off 15 balls. It's 4 for 193.
The Tasmanians are right on top. The Victorians have lost 3 for 23 in the last 5.5 overs. So now the pressure falls back on Victoria. Nick Maddinson, also a man with all the talent in the world. 50 in his last start. Let's see how New South Welshman now playing for Victoria goes. Squared up early. Had a pretty good tournament to date. A lot of runs for New South Wales and the Sydney Sixers. Strike rate of 87. It's the slow one again. Great over from Gurinder Sandhu. He's through 6 overs, 2 for 26. And it's 4 for 193.
Victoria hoping to have a little mini partnership here for 2 or 3 overs, and then trying to launch towards that 8 and over to try and get to 87.
Bowled him. Maddinson chops on, and Tasmania right on top now.
Well, there you go. Just another spell for Meredith. Bowls into runs a really aggressive length. That's another big wicket for Victoria. That's right on the back foot now, the Vics. They've lost 4 for 23 now. So they're in real trouble.
He chopped it onto his boot or his pad, did he? And then it's crashed back into the stump. So Maddinson goes for a duck. 4 for 23. The Victorians, as you said, have lost. And this is starting to get a little bit difficult here for the Big V. Matty Short, just 2 innings in the tournament. 9 against Queensland and 36 off 43 against the Wackers in the semi-final. This thing's going. Been a consistent performance as they come back for 2 at the end of the over from the Tasmanian bowlers. 5 for 196. He's going to get away from Matty Wade and will run down all the way to the rope with that top spin. First boundary for 8 overs. Sandhu can't believe it. Much, much needed for the Victorians.
Yeah, well, there's a clear intent this over before the little break in play. Matty Short's gone, right, that's it. I'm taking it on. Charge first ball. Cleared the front leg on that occasion. Got the top edge and away it went for 4.
Up in the air. He's going to cross the line. It's going to be right towards the boundary. 6 runs. Peter Hanscom clears the long-on boundary. It was a swat more than anything. And hitting with the wind. His first 6.
Matt Short's hit the bottom of the bat a couple of times. Let's see where they're right off the bottom of the bat with the wind. Sandhu was teasing himself in the hope of a catch. Wasn't to be.
It's like dual and silk, silk, dual. Nah, gone. He set himself a couple of overs ago with that shot. Set himself at the crease, didn't move around at all, was looking to go with that breeze. Pulled it off on this occasion.
Everyone out on the leg side now. Straight back to Sandhu, gone. Beautifully taken. Sandhu saw it for no more than a millisecond and held onto it. Hanscom goes for 49.
Straight at the body, I think it helped. If it was a little bit wider, it could have been a hand. It might not stick. They're the ones that you just hope stick in the hand if it's wide. Had the body behind it, so could just get everything behind it, body-wise, but then also the hands. Kept his eyes up. Great catch.
That one did come out of the middle. Sort of the bat rolled in Hanscom's hands a touch, but magnificent effort. Nearly got him the ball before. Gets him for 49 or 45.
I wonder, Ian, whether Hanscom was trying to open up his body with long off coming up and everyone back on the onside.
Possibly. It's just a massive unit to get around. Sandhu at the bowling crease. He's huge. So Hanscom waited for the ball pretty well to get that much timing on it. Just didn't get it left, right or over Sandhu enough. Slapping it down the ground. Bit of a bummer. He didn't get his 50. Close. Tremaine can hit.
He had the orange cap on at the end of the warm-up for Victoria, which basically means he was the worst player in the warm-up game.
What do they call it?
Well, I thought it was Solly-ball, but it's not. South Australia supposedly have stolen the Solly-ball name or the game off Victoria. So I think they've got a website. Dan Christian started it. He might be Wally-ball.
He'll take him any way he can get him, and he'll take that. That is a line drive right over our Fox Sports cameraman, over the side screen and towards Fitzroy Street. That's a shot.
Danger money for the camera guys up there, I think. First one was an edge that flew. This one, though, completely out of the middle. Rolled the fingers across it again. So for a guy who didn't go for a boundary, he's now gone for 2 on the trot.
Yeah, half volley. Can't get it up there when a man is coming at you just looking to hit the boundary.
Oh, he's gone again. Another boundary, this time to third man. It was more convincing than the first one to third man. Beautifully played. Short's playing a little cameo here.
He's got an answer for everything now. The width went through third man. The full one went 6 down the ground, and now he's gone short and tried to follow the batsman, and it's Short who gets another 4.
Just smart batting, isn't it? Sometimes players just get themselves out of position and just try and muscle something somewhere.
Oh, that's big as well, but not big enough. Straight to deep mid-wicket, he's gone. Tremaine's out. Silk, the catcher at deep mid-wicket, playing the right way.
Again, bottom of the bat. I guess it's the wicket just a bit slower than everyone's thinking, even in your stroke play, and it doesn't go as far as it needs to. With 4 men out on the rope, you have to clear the boundary, otherwise you're in trouble.
Yeah, the shots that they're going out to and towing, the shots that they're really trying to go for the maximum, trying to clear the boundary all the time. You just wonder if they just potentially just take a little bit off the shot, make sure they make the middle and find the gap, which is basically saying just hitting it over the top of the players in the inside inner circle, whether or not that would be more of benefit.
4 for Sandhu. He's got a 5 for in prospect, 4 balls to go. 4 for 56 at the moment, and they're going to be swinging at him. Matt Short's been very successful with his swings of late. 3 4s and a 6.
Oh, it's well hit. But again, straight to long on. He's hit it right out of the screws, and Alex Doolan was under it at long on and taken the catch. 5 wickets for Gurinder Sandhu. His first 5-wicket haul of the JLT series. And he deserves it. He's bowled beautifully.
Certainly does, yep, without a doubt. He's bowled well right throughout, particularly the back end. Got a couple of early wickets, early doors. Got a 4 for Tasmania. The big move from New South Wales. And middle over to death bowling has been brilliant for the Tigers.
It's the second 5 in his career, Gurinder Sandhu. He got a 5-wicket haul in his second game for New South Wales. And another one now. 5 for 56 off 9.4. 2 balls remaining in the innings.
I'm really pleased to see his wicket-taking ability come back. He got flat the last couple of years, Gurinder Sandhu. He wasn't the wicket-taker that he was when he started for New South Wales, but he's been pretty deceptive and hard to hit once again today.
Why do you think that is? Is it batters working him out a little bit more? Is it him trying a few too many things, not really knowing his bowling game?
Yeah, I think that second one, I reckon. And I think he lost a bit of pace. I think his general pace dropped. So none of his change-ups were as effective as they once were. I feel he denied it a little bit, didn't he, when we said he looks fit, and I feel that he's stronger and in more control of each delivery with that pace back again.
Fawad Ahmed's the new batsman and he's gone. And Sandhu's on a hat-trick, bowling at the number 11 batsman. Oh, he's got 6. And Fawad Ahmed couldn't repeat the heroics of the semi-final.
It's a funny game, Fawad. He would have bounced out there. Oh, beauty, I get another bat. And 5 for becomes 6 for. Congratulations, Sandhu.
Isn't this the perfect situation? 1 ball left, number 11 on strike, on a hat-trick.
Got the opportunity of taking the 8th hat-trick in one-day domestic cricket, does Gurinder Sandhu. The last one was by a Victorian, Michael Beer.
Not sure Fekete should be batting after Fawad either. But anyway, he's going to probably have to swing. So that's the situation you're talking about, Tom. I guess you do nothing different. You know, he speared it into off stump. What do we think? What do you do to Fekete here?
It ain't broke.
Don't think
once again, yep. A little bit of tailing in, wasn't it? So if anything, just to make sure, but he might just adjust the line a little bit, keep it fractionally straighter, potentially fractionally fuller, give himself the best opportunity.
How
Fekete's
selfless.
going to be the game man.
Well,
though,
how selfless is he going to be? Is he going to go for runs for the team or stop the opposition getting a hat-trick?
Runs.
Here we go. It's up in the air again. Middle's going to take it. Sandhu's got a hat-trick. He leaps high in the air. The first Tasmanian ever to get a hat-trick in one-day domestic cricket here in Australia. Fekete gone. What a moment for the young man.
What a magnificent last over. 4 wickets in the over and just 1 run from it.
And all that momentum that we spoke about, the over before, now wrestled back the Tigers' way because of that man right there.
Victoria all out for 274, but the man of the moment is Sandhu. What an amazing finish to the innings. Bailey was the catcher, the captain of mid-off.
Not too sure if it was the delivery he was really looking for, but at the same point in time, Fekete, who we said would be going for it for the team, didn't quite get enough of it. Not a bad little leap there at the end of the day as well.
And it doesn't even mind that he got a bad wide call against him in that over.
7 for 56 off 10 overs. At the start of the last over, he had 3 for 56. Mark Howard speaking to Gurinder Sandhu.
Hat-trick to wind it up, big man. Congratulations.
Yeah, what about that? Yeah, great feeling. I mean, to pull them back to the score they've got now, 274, it's a good job from all of the bowlers. Took a team effort there. I think Tommy Rogers bowled a beautiful, first 8 overs of his spell and then got a bit of tap towards the end, but that happened. So we've had a great team effort now, and now hopefully the batters can go in there and do the job for us.
Walk you in here. Have you ever got a hat-trick in senior cricket before?
No, I haven't. That was my first one. So first 5 for us well in a while. So it's been a pretty good day so far, but it won't really mean anything if we don't get the W.
4 for 1 in that last over. Have you said it's all about the game, though? What were you thinking? We were trying to bowl that last one.
That last one, I tried to bowl a Yorker, to be honest, but it was a bit of a half volley, but thankfully it didn't go too far and get hit for a boundary, and we got the wicket.
All right, mate, congratulations. Best luck to you and Tassie.
Thanks, Howie. Thank you very much.
There you go, Gurinder Sandhu. 4 wickets in that final over. He finishes with a hat-trick, and Tasmania now with a job. 275 to win.
Well, everyone has just come down from the excitement of the last over of the Victorian innings, in which 4 wickets were taken, including a hat-trick by Gurinder Sandhu. Now that has well and truly been put aside because Tasmania are out in the middle. Ben McDermott, who has had an outstanding JLT Cup, he will be at the non-strikers end. His partner in crime is Matthew Wade, the Tasmania who played for Victoria and is now back in the Apple Isle, scored 100 against them in the round games. He will be taking strike. Look at those figures. This year, averaging 78, wonderful strike rate of 91, 200s, both in winning chases for Tasmania. Tasmania looking for their 5th JLT title. It is all on the line. 275 for the win. John Hastings, Ian Healy. Is it even Stevens at the moment, or Vic's just in front?
Oh, I think it's even Stevens. I think there's enough runs for Victoria to defend. They're probably going to have to bowl really well in periods and then keep it tight in between those, and then it's very chaseable if Tassie get going. And this partnership's no better place to start than Wade and McDermott.
Big partnership for the Vics. Jackson Coleman opening the bowling for the first time for this JLT, so it's a pretty bold statement in itself to start with.
It certainly is. It was spin to open both ends for Victoria against Western Australia when they beat them in the semi-final. Here we go. Coleman to Wade. It's just gone over the top of leg stump, but still given a wide.
Yeah, we're going to have to limit all of those today. All the sundries, all the wides, no balls, extras. Small-ish total.
Oh, we're playing wides again now, are we? Hey? Gurinder Sandhu bowled one sort of that missed the pitch just about.
On the 3rd strip.
And didn't get called.
Well,
and now just past. I thought it flicked Wade's iPad there and called a wide.
Oh, what a play and a miss early. Hanscom with the gloves on. Seb Gotch hasn't come back into the side. So Victorians unchanged after they beat Western Australia. Wide off the very first delivery of the innings. The rest have been tight lines. And he's finished with exactly that as well. None for one after the first. There's the pull shot, up and over mid-wicket. He's going to find the boundary on this occasion.
Doesn't have to be very short, Jono, does it? He's small, he's down there, low centre of gravity, and nails it.
Yeah, plays it very, very well. Just a bit short. Wasn't too short. It's just short of a length, wasn't it? Was quick to rock back.
And what is the reply now from Coleman?
Doesn't have to be much different, does it?
Well, it is, and he gets on his pads, and Matthew Wade is going to say thank you very much. Back-to-back boundaries.
One thing I've noticed with Matty Wade, and we'll keep an eye on this throughout his innings if he gets going, I reckon his head is over his feet a lot more than it used to be, way over. He does bring it back in line just before release, but he never used to do this, and at times that'll wreck your balance if your head's too close to this camera. Then he does straighten up and plays all right, but there's a few movements you don't need to have.
8 runs coming from it, none for 13 after 3. The edge. Hanscom's taken it. It didn't slide on in bowling, but he's got the edge, which has been caught by the captain. And Maxwell has the first.
Right on the bottom of the bat by the look of Matty Wade's reactions. Did it skid? Or was it just misread by Wade? But it's a big wicket.
Big one. Yep. Just have a look there. It was right off the toe end, wasn't it? The lower half of the bat. Pretty good catch by Petey Hanscom. Hasn't been doing a lot of keeping, but Seb Gotch's out injured or ill. So he's done the work. Matty Wade's gone for 15. It's 1 for 20.
The catch of Hanscom, that was a ripper. You know, you've got a lot to think about. A bowling change maybe. This bowling partnership's going well, but how do I, you know, when do I stop it and change? Field placings for Wade, what you're trying to achieve with Maxwell, and then before you know it, it's true to your gloves and it's stuck. It was a good effort.
So that's why it's really important, particularly as a wicketkeeper, to have some sort of routine in which you go down, you stand, so you crouch, and it's maybe a switch on, some sort of word that just gets your mind.
Oh,
ready.
yeah, just like batting. You've got mental cues that your brain should be telling you, and he's got to be in good position every ball and then start to think about the field after that.
Come on, Max.
When's his switch-off time, then?
Well, that's right. It's now. So he's got his hands on it. He's ready to go, almost ready. Just checking everything, then put the team away. And it's on to you, the ball.
Right, so now all of a sudden, right, ball back. He's going to have a look around the field once again. It's a tough job, isn't it, captain and
he's
keeper?
probably thinking, how many overs will I bowl Coleman for?
Yep.
The other end. How long will I keep Maxwell going for? Will I keep him going all the time? And then that happens. Yeah, I don't like wicket keeping anymore. Hopefully it's off the leg by. Is it a run-out chance? Was it?
A little tickle.
He takes him on. Forward Ahmed is going the distance. McDermott just goes whack. First boundary for 10 overs, and it was worth waiting for.
Yes, there's little margin for error for Fawad in this scenario. He's bowling into a big breeze, and McDermott knows that a miss hit will carry the rope. That's certainly anything but a miss hit. That's gone long.
This time he cuts aggressively. It's into the gap again. A lot of work to be done as it races away across the ground. And that's successive boundaries, a 6 and a 4. Coleman couldn't get a hand on it. And McDermott's starting to get a move on.
Very understandable correction by Fawad here. Flatter, wide of off, keep him hitting into the wind rather than with the wind, and McDermott's good enough to find the rope.
And that's short too. He's put pressure on Forward Ahmed, man on the rope. 6-4-6. And that strike rate that we mentioned was 35, and over a half ago is now 81.
Yep, he's in control. Really in control of this innings so far. He's not taking risks at all. He's very sure when he's going long.
Pressure on Forward Ahmed now. 5 deliveries, gone for 17. The last one was short. This is tossed up. It was the wrong and well bowled. Good finish, but a good over for Tasmania and McDermott. 17 from it, 1 for 61. You heard the cry of down, but it beats the dive and it gets out to the rope. So McDermott's starting to wind up now.
He certainly is. Good bowling.
Sky ball. Man comes in on the onside. Maddinson takes the catch. McDermott, the big wicket goes. Ahmed gets his man.
Picked by Glenn Maxwell. The risks that McDermott was taking. Tempting him into it again. Didn't look like a risk last over. He just stood and delivered. Well, this time he got down on the back knee and didn't control it. Good bowling. Two great balls to Doolan. An even better one to McDermott by Fawad Ahmed. 2 for 67.
Maxie, you picked it. Stick with him, faith in him, and he's got the wicket, the leg spinner.
I told you, boys.
You did?
Yes.
He's a genius, Fawad. Just gets the job done for us all the time.
It's a massive wicket.
100%. This guy is very busy, though. He might be just that thorn that bats through, so if we can get him out.
That's the way to do it? That's the way to accumulate and be busy on this wicket?
Yeah, well, I suppose wickets in hand is going to be key, but I think the wicket's going to get slower and harder to bat on, so it's, I suppose, keeping up with the rate as long as you can while the ball's still hard enough and yeah, they can actually score. But I think later on, if they leave it run too late, it's going to be very difficult to hit at all.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn.
No worries.
So Jordan Silk, the new man to the crease. But McDermott, he's the big wicket, gone for 34.
Well, he couldn't help himself to Fawad. The over before that wrong, and he threw up outside off the last ball of last over. Fawad throws a similar trajectory up and got the top edge.
Courageous bowling.
Yes, it was, because it's a down breeze hit.
Oh, gets through Jordan Silk, and all of a sudden the game turns again.
It was a catch too. It's been given runs. First ball, perfect length, trajectory up out of the hand and spin. Onto the back leg. There's nothing Hanscom can do about that.
There's an edge, and he's got a wicket first ball. Jordan Silk goes. Hanscom takes the catch. Nick Maddinson. Wow.
The golden arm.
Oh.
The golden arm. 4 for last game. First ball. Gets Jordan Silk caught behind. What a master stroke from Petey Hanscom.
Good catch too.
Look at this. Good catch, Nick. So Petey Hanscom doing a great job behind the stumps. That's 2 catches for him now.
So Nick Maddinson gets a wicket with his first delivery, and Silk goes. Caught Hanscom, bowled Maddinson for 4 from 11 deliveries, and the Tigers now in a bit of trouble at 3 for 72. So the skipper George Bailey comes to the crease. Last 2 knocks, 79 and 70, so he's in fine touch. Nick Maddinson with the big wicket of his first delivery of the spell.
Oh, bad luck.
And prior to that delivery against George Bailey, are you prepared for this one, John Hastings? Nick Maddison's last 15 deliveries in the JLT Cup, including the semi-final, 5 for 12.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Wow.
That is for certain. Far out. That's good going.
Oh, yes, mad dog.
Perfect for this type of wicket as well. Sort of holding up, skidding, goes under the bat. Hard to get away.
Down.
Find himself bowling a few overs here.
It's a big partnership now, isn't it? Doolan and Bailey, the experienced heads. Bailey, as I said, has been in good form. Doolan's already been out there for 30 deliveries.
Yeah, this is the big one. The big breakthrough here is crucial. And you go Simon Malenko, Tom Rogers, Clive Rose.
Confident cover drive from George Bailey. Geez, timed that well on a pitch that's not easy to time the ball on. And he gets to the rope, gets away from Dean. Confident start from George Bailey.
Yeah, man in good form. Trevi Dean just had a couple of cracks at it, couldn't reel it in. Oh, no.
Edged. Bailey goes, massive wicket. Fekete gets it. And that is an enormous wicket for Victoria.
a magnificent follow-up to 2 deliveries, which were spot on. They were banged in, they stayed a touch low and right on middle and off. Bailey could do nothing but defend. Then Feckerty gets this to go. He really digs it in again, bangs it in, and the bounce and a little bit of leg cut gets the outside edge.
Yeah, well-deserved Victoria, also well-deserved Feckerty. Both games, Western Australia and today, has bowled exceptionally well, has asked questions over and over again. Glenn Maxwell, I just saw the reaction there from the group. It's big, isn't it, when the team's 4 for 93?
It's a big wicket, that. But this bloke's been in good nick as well, and he's cleaned up a few times as well with the bat, so can't rest up at any stage, and just got to make sure we keep this pressure on. We've been bowling really well, building towards that wicket, so hopefully we can get him out early, get some bowlers out here.
The discipline continues with the ball, Glenn, and supported in the field. You guys have been fantastic to this point.
Yeah, I think everyone's just sort of come together and done a collective thing. We're just doing the team thing with the ball, and the fielding's really backed that up. Probably haven't got the most mobile team out here, but they're certainly putting in as much as they can. So let's get one more, eh?
Glenn, you're doing a magnificent job there till you wandered into the groundsman's territory. 2 invoices for you today. I think you need to invoice Foxes where you've been outstanding. We'll speak to you again shortly.
No worries. I'll see you soon.
No, gets it wrong on that occasion. Doolan picks up his first boundary, with the 100 coming up.
And the bowler's bowling up into this breeze. It's really blowing into your left side of your face, really. Their control's been good today.
Out! Another wicket. Maxwell takes the catch. Feckerty gets Malenko. And Tasmania are now in a big, big hole. So well bowled Feckerty. He just holes out, and that's another big wicket. Malenko goes. Welcome to viewers on Channel 505. You're joining us with the JLT Cup final. And Tasmania lose another wicket. This time, Simon Malenko gone. Caught Maxwell, bowled Feckerty. And they are in big trouble now, Tasmania. Feckerty gets his 2nd wicket. He's got 2 for 18. Rogers will be the new man to the crease.
Deserves it too, this wicket. He just took it a little bit wider. He'd been bang on middle and off, or off, and then he gives a wider one. So Malenko thinks, I've got something to hit here, and doesn't get the timing right.
Glenn Maxwell covering the game pretty much for us out there. Nice catch, handy.
Handy. As I said, he could be dangerous if he gets going, and he's quite a strong and big hitter, so to get him, and that's the length that I suppose we were talking about, is hitting that length and making them take a risk off our good balls, and Feck's come on and done a great job for us since he came back on, so yeah, into the bowlers, so trying to keep duels off the striker as much as we can.
Malenko's been one of the keys for Tasmania right throughout this tournament, particularly in the middle order. What was the chat about him before today's game?
Well, there wasn't much chat about the Tassie group as a whole. It was more about concentrating on what we do really well and knowing the conditions and adjusting to them. I think that's what we've done really well as a collective group. Look at those figures. They're all just pretty much just team bowling.
Thanks, Glenn. Rogers starts confidently cutting to point. But another successful over Victoria. 5 runs from it and a wicket. 5 for 101.
Oh, they can smell blood now, the Vics, can't they? Glenn Maxwell back into the attack. He's been everywhere today.
Maxwell continues. A little reverse here, and he's got it into the gap. That's a fine shot all the way down to the fence. One of the best shots of the day from Alex Doolan, and finds the rope.
Well, he only came into the Tasmanian side in the semi-final against Queensland. Hadn't played in the JLT Cup. It's just taken him a while to find his groove out in the middle today as well. This kind of shot might just be a nice little bit of a release for him. Not his typically go-to shot, but he's found the middle, found the boundary.
That's a big appeal from Tremaine around the wickets. Gone. LBW. Rogers has to go. He's made 13. Tremaine does the damage. That's his first of the day. And the umpire had little hesitation in raising that right index finger.
Well, that's exactly what Petey Hanscom and the Victorians needed. That's why he chucked his big quick the ball. Crack this game open, get the wicket. It's a fantastic effort there from Chris Tremaine. Right across his stumps there, Rogers. Hit him plumb in front. That's going on to clip leg. So a huge wicket in this final. Chris Tremaine, isn't he happy about it? He knows. He knows how much that means to them. Tommy Rogers, 13 off 25. He's got to go. It's 6 for 128. Brings Clive Rose to the crease. Can hold it back.
Oh, that's the wrong one through the gap again. Fawad Ahmed throws his head back in. Well, I was going to say disgust, but it's more surprise. He thought he had him. Have a look at this, John. This was an absolute belter first up to a new batsman.
Wrong one. More often than not, Fawad will start with the wrong one to the new batter. He's so good in this situation, Fawad Ahmed. He's bowling to the tail. Really gets his confidence up.
Oh, down.
When you let him settle into a bit of the rhythm, he's a totally different bowler.
Gone! Coleman, that man. He's induced the edge. That's Rose, who's tickled one through to Hanscom, who takes another catch. 3 wickets to come.
Yeah, very good again there from Victoria. Great captaincy from Petey Hanscom. Mixing his bowlers very well. Clive Rose, pretty decent ball, just outside off. Nothing shot, just didn't move his feet. Got the edge. Heard Cameron White from point. Yes, Jacko. So that man there, Clivey Rose, he's got to go. He goes for 7 for 133.
Jackson Coleman just picked up his first wicket by way of Clive Rose, who tickled a ball through to Peter Hanscom, who took his 4th catch. Gurinder Sandhu, who is the man of the day, really. 7 wickets earlier on, including a hat-trick, has come to the crease, but he has a serious job in front of him this afternoon. John Hastings, with Tasmania requiring 9.06 per over, with just 3 wickets in hand.
Yeah, mountain of work to do for Tasmania. Jackson Coleman's been very, very good today, as have a lot of the Victorian bowlers. Very disciplined. Taking wickets at irregular intervals.
Coleman's got his tail up. Oh, big appeal from Tremaine. Oh, the fingers up. Doolan was walking back to the pavilion. Tremaine will be on a hat-trick. He's back on for the Fitzroy Street end, and he's gone bang immediately.
Yeah, well, you'd have to think that's pretty close to being it now. Jackson Coleman on a hat-trick. Sorry, Chris Tremaine on a hat-trick. Getting carried away. That's pretty adjacent. Fantastic effort by Chris Tremaine. Alex Doolan's got to go. He's been pretty good, Alex Doolan, but he's got 46 off 73. It's 8 for 133.
Great performance by the Victorians with the ball. As we've heard Glenn Maxwell say throughout the afternoon, they've been gearing up for this performance. They've been getting better and better as this tournament's worn on. In the semi-final, when they set a really competitive total by fighting back 3 or 4 times in their batting performance, and then they had to do the same with the ball. Their opening bowling didn't work, and then they fought hard, and then they found their lines and lengths, and Western Australia were dismissed. And they've done it again. They've come into this game full of confidence and played that way.
Well, Ian Healy, we've already seen 1 hat-trick earlier on today. Gurinder Sandhu took a hat-trick. Now it's the opportunity for Tremaine. Bird will be the man who has to keep the ball out.
Oh, geez, he's giving him some room too. He's not in front of his stumps.
He's
Look at him.
up 2 foot outside leg stump. Steps across now, worked away off the hip. Well done, Jackson Bird. Looks like they're coming back for 2. They're going to have to hustle. Direct hit. And Bird would have been out of there. But the hole has just got deeper and deeper and deeper, Ian Healy, for the Tasmanians.
Yes, there's been no let up. It was about 5.5 runs per over that they needed earlier. and it's just built up. It's slowly built up to 6, and then a wicket would fall, and then it'd go to 6.8, and then, you know, it's at 9.5 now. No respite at all. It's been a quality performance from Victoria.
Swings at this one. Man goes back, easily takes the catch. Cameron White. And Victoria is now 1 wicket away. Sandhu goes.
Few little stuttering steps of anxiety. Cam White, he wasn't quite sure whether he'd hit it better than that or not. And the wind, it's down breeze, so he's just making sure he's ready to judge anything and react to anything that might happen. Plus the groin's not too good. By the look of that, he's been out of the quarterfinal with that. And it's 9 for 137.
Looks like they cross. So Meredith is the final Tasmanian batsman to come to the crease. Four for 9 the Tasmanians have lost.
The current bowlers have got Richie Benos, both of them.
They do.
2 for 22s. Coleman 7.2 overs. Tremaine 7 overs. But not one bowler has failed for the Blues. And Matt Short, he hasn't bowled, has he? I don't think we've seen Matt Short. No. So they've still got one up their sleeve if they ever needed it. Here's another one that came into the fray for Victoria and has fitted in well.
Oh, just past a diving effort. Nice start though. The Bird, he goes to 7 from 4.
He's really crashed that. Hit it extremely well.
Bird takes him on down the ground, gets enough of it. A final flourish from the Tasmanians.
For now, what's the answer for Fawad? Will it be the loopy wrong'un? Will it be a loopy leggy? He'll want Jackson Bird trying that again.
Oh, little ball off the cue end of the bat. And it's another boundary for Jackson Bird. He's hit a 6 and now 2 4s. And Victoria have to wait.
I'm not sure whether it's a Queensland ploy, but surely Tasmania know where they're going to be playing next Tuesday by now.
Would have thought so.
But the one I was talking to didn't.
There you go. Ahmed gets the wicket. And Victoria are the JLT Cup champions of 2018. Let's have a look at the summary of the match. Victoria won the toss, elected to bat. Cameron White, a fantastic 88. Pete Hanscom just fell short of 5 straight 50s in the competition. Harris was explosive. Sandhu, with a hat-trick and 4 in his last over, took 7 for 56, which was quite extraordinary. 274 seemed about par, maybe even slightly below for Victoria, but they were confident with the total. Then Doolan, 46 off 73. McDermott really held the key. He made 34, was dismissed by Fawad Ahmed, and when he went, in some ways, the rot set in.
Well, look at how hard the Tasmanian Tigers had to work for their runs in that top scorers column there. The bowling, John Hastings, was excellent.
It was disciplined. It was exactly what Victoria were after. They started with a spinner on Sunday in the semi-final. Today it was Jackson Coleman.
Well done to Pete Hanscom and the Victorians in front of a passionate crowd, it must be said as well. A comprehensive win by Victoria, their 6th 50-over domestic title and first in 8 seasons. A wonderfully consistent performance all the way through today, John Hastings, and they deserved it, and a big win in the end, 110 runs.
Yeah, they did, Mark out. They played a fantastic brand of cricket these last couple of games leading into the knockout stages. Really wrapped for them. You can hear what it meant to the home fans, couldn't you, when that big roar went up there during the presentation. Wrapped for Cameron White as well. I went and gave him a big hug after play. It only took 19 years, so you know, he's missed out on a few through Australian selection, but He's absolutely wrapped. He's got his family here. He's got a young family now, so it means a lot to him and everyone here at Victoria.
And they're the perfect example of a team peaking into finals. They had some scratchy form in the preliminaries, but when it counted, they destroyed Western Australia, who came into that semi-final as big tournament favourites and then have taken care of Tasmania quite convincingly in the end today.
Yeah, I'm just wrapped for everyone involved. I mean, to get cricket back down here in Victoria as well, it's been away for a little while. I'm still reasonably close, well, I still am very close with a lot of guys in that side. I mean, Tasmania were very good. Gurinder Sandhu was exceptional, taking 7 for and a hat-trick, but you can see what it means and you can hear what it means to the crowd. So it's absolutely fantastic, mate, to be honest. And there'll be some happy boys today, and they'll celebrate tonight for sure.